everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get this look that I have on here. It's kind of a nice, easy to do, peachy, simple look that isn't really too heavy. I wanted to keep it more on the lighter side for you guys because I personally prefer lighter makeup looks. So without further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. All right, so my foundation is done and that literally is like a perfect match. I'm gonna be honest, you guys, this is the most perfect match I've had for a foundation in like 2 years. For some reason, with my natural skin tone, like my natural pale skin tone, I have the hardest time finding a good match for my skin color just because I'm so naturally discolored, I guess. Like I have a lot of pigmentation, a lot of redness in areas. I have very blotchy skin compared to like my chest, my neck, and my face. So I always feel like when I have fake tan on, my foundation just matches so perfectly. It's so much easier for me to like do foundation and makeup. But I think the hard part is going to be finding a concealer that works because all my concealers are for really, really light skin tone. But I think I might have two that will be somewhat okay. I have two concealers here that might work for my under eye area without being way too light. The one is a Japanese drugstore brand by Suzanne in the #1 shade, but it still looks a little bit too light. And then one is one that I haven't used in a long time and just had to open up for this purpose, and it is the Klairs Natural Creamy Fit Concealer, which I know works really well with my regular skin tone, but not for the under eye. So let's swipe that. Yeah, I think that might be the best bet. Because it's lighter, but it's not too light. Let's try the Suzanne one. Ooh, okay. I don't know. Klairs one is pulling a little more pink tones, I feel like. It's really hard to tell, but I think I'm going to try the Klairs one today because I feel like this one might just be a little too bright. So let's go ahead and try this out. I haven't used it in a while, so we'll see. Oh no, this is working pretty well. Okay. The reason why I don't really use this one ever is because it has a really light coverage. Like it's not that good for actually covering up pimples or darkness, but it's really good for just simple light concealing. But it's a really, really thin formula, so it doesn't really give you that much coverage. So let's just go ahead with the beauty blender I used for my foundation and just kind of blend that out. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for concealing my dark circles, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take what's ever left on the beauty blender and just kind of throw that over my eyes as a base. Just as a light eyeshadow base, so my eyeshadows have something to stick to just a little bit. Now, I honestly don't use powder anymore to set my foundation because I figured out powder breaks me out. Like it just clogs my pores and really breaks me out in this area, like on my inner cheeks. But I'm going to use it today because I want my eyeshadows to blend seamlessly. So I'm just going to take this NYX No Filter powder in the color Porcelain, is it? Or Ivory. And I'm just going to dust that right over my eyes, just so that my eyeshadows can blend out. Put a little bit on the inner corners of my eyes and inner of my nose bridge as well, because I don't contour that area really ever. And then that's it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna set the rest of my face because it really does break me out. It's really rare that I find a powder that doesn't clog my pores or break me out, which is really unfortunate because I used to be able to wear powder no problem all the time. So today, because I have a fresh spray tan on, I do want to go for a really soft, natural, bronzy look because I haven't really been able to do that for a while. I've been so pale. So I'm going to be contouring today with the Garbo and Kelly Millennial Girl Contour Cream Kit. And I'm going to be taking the same shade that I normally do because still the darker shades are just too dark for me. Like I'm not that dark. So I'm just going to be taking Lucille on a densely packed foundation brush. And I'm just going to use that on my cheeks to kind of really lightly carve them out. I personally don't like a really heavy contour. I like a really soft, subtle, natural definition of the face. So I'm just going really lightly. I'm actually wiping the excess off onto my arm just because this cream contour kit is so pigmented. It really can be easy to apply it too much. And then I'm just going to apply a bit to my forehead just to bronze up that area as well, because it would be weird if you like contoured the whole lower part of your face and didn't do anything to the forehead. So I'm just applying a really small amount there, just so I have more balance. Gosh, it's been forever since I've been tanned. It feels like I look healthy. Like that's the only thing I really like about having a darker skin tone, like just being tanned in general, is that it's not really for the fact that you're darker in skin tone. It's just like you look healthy. And that's really all I'm gonna do for contouring the face. I don't like too heavy. As you guys can see, it's really just a subtle contour. Then for my nose, I'm gonna be taking this really small kind of flat shadow brush. I'm just gonna be picking up a little bit of that Lucille color, and then once again wiping off the excess on the underside of my arm or on my wrist. I'm just gonna be using that to contour my nose really lightly as well. So I have like a new way that I like to contour my nose, so I just kind of focus really on the tip just to add that definition there. And then I like to kind of square it off at the tip, right at the bottom. This kind of makes your nose look shorter. So if you feel like you want a shorter nose, you can just cut it off right there. And then just kind of slowly pull it up, following my natural nose bridge. So just pulling up along the sides. But I don't pull it right in between the eyes because I have a really thin inner nose bridge right between my eyes, so I don't really need definition there. Like it would be ridiculous to make it thinner than it already is. So I'm just kind of balancing everything. And then what I love doing in, I guess halfway through 2016, I started just kind of squaring it off. So if you draw a line right above the ball of your nose, this gives it a flicked up appearance. From straight on, obviously not by the side, but from the straight onward appearance, it gives the illusion that your nose has more of a flick like that. So I've been really into that look lately. I never used to do that, but these days I'm digging it. And that's it for my contour. I just leave my nose like this. No, I'm JK, but then I'm just gonna go in with that beauty blender again and just kind of bounce over it to blend it a little bit. But not too much. I don't want to make it disappear. I still want those lines, but I just don't want them to be so harsh that it's like, you obviously contoured your nose, you know? And there, I think that's good enough. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my nose with powder just so that it kind of stays a bit in place. I don't really feel like wearing blush today, so instead I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my cheeks just a little bit more without doing an actual contour. So I'm going to be taking the Kylie Jenner Skinny Dip Kit, because this is just gorgeous for like bronzing up the face. It has this really lovely, nice light bronze shade. So I'm gonna go ahead with that and just really lightly go ahead and bronze up my cheeks. So picking it up with a large powder brush, that bronzing shade, tapping off the excess. I'm just gonna like pat over where I contoured. Like essentially where I would apply blush. Just kind of, and just connecting it up into that upper hairline as well. And because if you guys remember from when I did the first impression review on this kit, the highlighting shade in it was too dark, like it was too yellow for my natural skin tone, my pale skin tone, but I am tan now. So let's try it out and see how it looks on this skin tone that I have right now. I feel like it's gonna look on point, so let's try. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, it's definitely so much more suitable for someone with a medium skin tone. But I don't know, I still feel like it's too chunky of a highlight for me. Like I prefer more of that dewy look rather than obvious highlighted look. Since we're at it, I might as well go ahead and highlight where I normally do my nose as well. So just the tip right there and a little bit right along that upper nose bridge. Gosh, yeah, even when I'm tan, I'm just not feeling this highlighting shade for the nose at all. Not for me. So that's it for the face. That's all I'm going to be doing for my base makeup. I'm going to move on to what I really am excited to try out today, and it is the newly launched Peach palette from BYS, and it is stunning, you guys. This is totally my style when it comes to eyeshadows. Just look at those colors. I'm really excited to try these out. So, unfortunately with this palette, you really don't get a lot of matte shades, which is a bit like, okay. So I think I'm gonna try to do maybe a peachy halo eye or a rosy halo eye. I'm not too sure. But either way, I think I'm gonna be using this here Lavish shade as my eyeshadow base. So let's go ahead and do that. It's really powdery. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that. I think I really like the color payoff. It's true to what it looks like in the palette. It certainly is buildable. That's nice. I think you guys know me. I really don't like heavy, flashy eye makeup looks. I really like to keep it kind of more on the subtle side and not so hardcore. So I'm gonna try to do that today. Because realistically, I would not go out with a heavy eye makeup look. Like that's too flashy or too on point. I'm thinking for the actual lid color, I'm gonna keep it nice and bright and go in with the color Slay, which is right here. It's kind of this nice, somewhat rose gold shimmer shade. So I'm just gonna pick that up on another small flat shadow brush, and a lot came off, but it still has a lot of fallout. So let's try to pack that on. Ooh, so pretty. Totally my style. Ooh, yes. I feel like if I got this brush wet, it would really pack on that color. So even with it dry, it did a really good job, but it's still more on the soft side. So let's go ahead and wet my brush. So I'm gonna be taking the BYS primer spray, and I'm just gonna try this out, and hopefully it doesn't mess it up. I know how that can happen. So I'm just gonna spray that on there. Oh yeah, that definitely picked up way more, so let's give it a wipe. Definitely getting a more of a bold look with that, but I really love this shade. It transfers on like a lovely rose gold color. Even though in the pan it did look more like a pink, but when it's applied on the eye, it's just rose gold all over the place. So pretty. I think for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go and dive into Enticing with this small Sigma pencil brush. I'm just gonna try to apply a little bit onto the lower lash line because like I said, I don't really want to make this any heavier than it already is. So just going ahead and connecting that right to that outer portion and pulling it through. Yeah, so just really lightly all the way to that inner corner. I'm actually quite impressed with this palette. I just wish they had a few more, like maybe 2 more matte shades, and I think it would be perfect. But if you love shimmer palettes or having a lot of glitter in your palettes, then this would be really nice to have, I feel like. For the inner corner, I feel like I'm gonna go in and try using a matte. So I'm gonna take the color Dainty, which is just kind of this really nice matte off-white shade. Borderline cream color, kind of a cream color. And I'm just gonna pop that right along the nose bridge area. I really like this palette. It's so pretty. It's totally my style. I think like almost 2 years ago now, I was totally obsessed with this color combo that I have on my eyes right now. I did it for forever. It was right after I left Korea and stayed in Canada for a bit. I was totally obsessed with these color combos. I would do it all the time. Now, I don't want to lose that inner corner brown, so I'm just going to go in with the brush that I used for that shade and just kind of pop it in there. Okay, so I think that's everything I'm going to use from this peach palette today. I didn't use too many colors, but I don't really like having a ton of colors on my eyes. Like even right now, this is a lot. I think I would only do a look like this if I was going out to a bar or like a party or a birthday party or some sort of event that required you to like dress up. But otherwise for daily makeup, this is out of my comfort zone, but I think it is stunning. I'm totally in love with the colors. They're beautiful, totally my style. I love it so much. So pretty. So I'm going to be taking this new Genie Super Glide Gel Eyeliner Pencil, and I'm pretty sure it's in the dark brown shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and smudge that in between my lashes on my waterline just to tightline a bit. So just using my eyelashes and lifting up and drawing on and in between and all the way a bit into that inner corner as well. And then personally for me, I don't like a huge wing eyeliner. It's just not really my style. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly follow my upper lash line in a kind of rough pattern. I really like this eyeliner because it's super smooth. It's really creamy. But then at the same time, it's not too creamy, if that makes sense. And then taking a eyeliner brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and start to smudge and smoke it out. So before I finish off the eyes with mascara or highlight, brow bone highlight, I'm gonna go in with this Garbo and Kelly brow powder, and I'm gonna do my brows just because I like to have them complete before I highlight my brow bone. So I'm just gonna mix, oh my god, my legs are numb now. The downside to sitting on the floor. So I'm just gonna mix the two colors and just fill in the sparse areas of my brows. So for me, it's always the top part of this side of my brow, and then of course the tail end. And then just kind of blend and connect it all together. Then taking the spoolie side of this eyebrow pencil brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly buff it out so it's not too harsh of lines, but I don't wanna like fully erase the lines. For eyebrow mascara today, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite Excel eyebrow mascara in the light ash brown shade, just because it's going to ever so slightly lighten my hairs on my brows just to better match my hair color a little bit. Because I did use a darker brunette powder for my brows, but personally for me, like, I don't always enjoy the dark eyebrow look on myself. Like, I love it on other people, but on me, sometimes I dig it, sometimes I don't. It's really like a 50-50 thing. So I'm just going to be lightening them a little bit today, and then it also obviously holds them in place. The other day for my last makeup tutorial I also carved out my eyebrows for the first time in so long, and I want to do that again today because I feel like it would suit this eye look really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the same concealer that I used for my under eye area, which is the Claire's Creamy Natural Concealer, just putting a little bit on the back of my hand, and then with this flat synthetic brush I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up, not too much because I don't really want to ruin my eyeshadow, and then I'm just going to carve out my eyebrows. So sorry, I need to get close to my mirror to do this. And then for me, just to blend it out, I just pat over it ever so slightly with a clean finger. Okay, so now that that is all done, I'm gonna highlight my brow bone, and I think today I want to go in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone, just because it's kind of on the warmer side without being too warm. So I feel like the Kylie one is just a little too warm for the eyes, but for the brow bone, this one's one of my favorites, the Becca. So it's kind of gold, but not too gold at the same time. So just going right over that concealer I used to clean up my brow bone. Then I think I'm actually going to take a little dollop of it and put it right on that tear duct. And then going in with the large Sigma brush that I originally used for that first shade, I'm just going to blend the two together. Next, moving on to mascara, I'm actually not going to do falsies today just because I don't really want this look to be too heavy. I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood for falsies, so I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply mascara. Then, as per usual, going in with my holy grail mascara like this. I've still yet to find a mascara that can beat this one. It's the Majorca Lash King mascara. Like, you guys, I've used so many different mascaras, and like, I always go back to this one. It's so good. Alright, so while my mascara dries, I'm going to go in and do the lips. And I feel like because this is a peachy look, a nice peachy nude lip color would be absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Kylie Jenner Liquid Lipstick Matte in Bare from the Vacation Edition set, which is one of my favorite colors, but it is a little more on the pinkish side. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that on. I absolutely love this color. Then, because I'm one of those people who always gets mascara smudges on my eyelids, I'm just going to go ahead and clean that up with the brushes I used before for each color. You know, when the delivery guy comes to the door and you have like half your makeup on or one eyebrow on or something like that, I'm so glad today actually no, I only had one bit of mascara on my eyes. Why does this always happen? Delivery guys always come at the wrong time. It's so funny. They probably see you and you have like one brow on or half an eye done and the other eye not done. You're like, eh. But anyway, you guys, this is the final look. I'm gonna leave it at this today because I honestly don't want to make it too heavy of a look. Like, I feel like this is perfect for like a summer night out kind of look if you want to go with that peachy kind of style. The peach palette really is a palette for me. I love all the colors in it, but once again, I just wish they had maybe one or two more matte shades and it would be perfect. I am in love with it. So I feel like this is going to be one that I'm going to be diving into a lot lately, especially with spring and summer season as always. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this plants in my background. Let me know what you think about that because I'm really digging it. I love plants lately and indoor plants. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thumbs up if you did. Comment down below if you've tried any of the products that I use or if you like this look. I don't know. Comment down below. I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you want to, if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.